Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. I'm running a little bit behind today. It's funny, I was at the new studio yesterday and they got the furnace up and operational. And then the water was like leaking out of the wall. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on there? So there's like that big freak out. And then I went live on YouTube. And then after that, Paul came by and we were working on framing some of the walls. And I didn't even feature that in the video, and I ended up leaving there at about 9 o'clock at night. And then I was home by 9:30, and it was like, oh, the Dungeons and Dragons set, right? I gotta do those clips. So that I filmed the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and then the video was finally uploaded by like 10:30, 11, and here we are, 8.5 hours later, getting ready to go back to the new studio because I gotta meet some trades there at 8 a.m. But here I am saying I'm running late and filming a video with you. How weird is that, hey? I gotta find out what I'm gonna eat for breakfast here this morning. Like, I really don't know. I think I finished my Raisin Bran. There are some Frosted Flakes here, though. Maybe I should have some Frosted Flakes. Or, I think my kids would be really happy with my choice here. I'm gonna have some Cheerios. So I've got to be at the new place by 8 a.m. because I'm meeting somebody who's gonna be dealing with the security system today. But I don't feel like there's as much urgency because they're like, yeah, we'll be there between 8 and 12. It's like, oh, 8 and 12, that's a pretty big window. But I foresee them being there closer to 8. But also now I'm heading into rush hour, so that's unfortunate. I would have liked to have already been out the house like 5 minutes ago. But you gotta eat the Cheerios, man. You gotta have some Cheerios before you hit the road, you know? You gotta get that metabolism going. Gotta make time for this though. Check it out, the coffee's brewing. I got it at that unique angle there, looking a little bit dangerous. It's like wedged right there between the tray. I put my frother there just so it doesn't slide out. Hey, you wanna see what arrived in the mail yesterday? Check it out. How exciting is this? I ordered these from Costco. Skechers shoes. Always wanted a pair. But these ones have like the rubberized laces, so they like slide on. So these are gonna be my indoor shoes at the new studio. Oh man, I'm so excited to put those on every morning. Come there, take the outdoor shoes off, put the indoor shoes on. It's gonna be lit. Also, speaking of coffee, I owe Peter from Newfoundland, that's my buddy, like, thank you so much, man. He actually sent me a new Nespresso machine. It just like arrived in the mail. I was like, what? No way. An espresso machine, thank you so much. So he got one for over there. And then he also sent the stand for all the coffee things and also the tray. So we can load up a bunch of capsules and just be ready to go over there. Thank you once again, Peter. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much. This is a classic Bricksie maneuver right here. Oh, I'm running late. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna film a vlog. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Oh, now I'm running even later. Oh no. So yesterday when we installed the furnace, we found out that it was leaking from the wall because the tube that runs into the wall was going nowhere. So we set up this apparatus right here, which is draining the like condensate from the condensate. Why do I have such a hard time saying these words? Oh my gosh, dyslexia is real. Okay, but yeah, it's like the water is draining down there. So the problem with this is it's going into the toilet drain. And what happens when you have a toilet drain that isn't perfectly plugged when there's no toilet on it? Does anyone know? It smells like sewage. So now it reeks in here. So I cannot wait for them to fix this problem. I'm almost considering like just turning the furnace off and working in the cold, although it is nice wearing a t-shirt, but like I'd almost rather work in the cold and wear a coat than have to smell that all day because it reeks. Like it is disgusting. Ugh, but there's no other way around it right now. So either it's warm and there's a disgusting tinge in the air, or it's cold and I plug that hole back up because you can see the tube is running into it, causing a little bit of stench to enter the air, and it's not a nice aroma at all.
Okay, but here's what we got done last night. The wall that we framed before has now been installed. It's right there. It's a 40-inch pony wall, so it is a little bit shorter than the shelves, but it's a nice looking wall, that's for sure. You can see there's a 2x4 that was screwed into the pre-existing wall, and then that wall was sort of inserted and then screwed in place there. And then there's also another 2x4 right here underneath this duct, and this is where we're gonna build our massive wall. That's gonna be like 12 feet tall, and it's gonna be the same height as the pony wall. And that has already started to be constructed. It's right here. So it's just giant. Like this is a 12-foot wall. And this is the notch right here for the HVAC, or for the duct. So that, as you can see, is gonna be like, take it over here and boop, right there. So that is just gonna be a huge wall, and eventually, of course, that's all gonna be drywall. That's gonna look pretty cool. The plan is to build the other wall, which will go on this line, and that one's gonna have the door framed into it. And then when we're both here together, we can work on flipping this upright, screwing it in place, and then building the other wall as well, and then it's ready for drywall. The furnace just fired up. When they were working on this, I actually brought up an interesting point. They were like, okay, well, we're gonna put AC in. And I was like, okay, but the AC, like the furnace and the AC will only be blowing out of the front vents here. So like the 3 vents there and the 2 vents in that room. So there's not gonna be much AC back here. It's still gonna be blazing hot back here. He's like, okay, but we'll open up this here, and this is gonna be blasting heat. Like this thing is just blasting heat right now. So what they're gonna do is when this wall is framed, they're actually gonna put a duct that goes to the outside of the wall, and it's gonna be blasting AC or heat into this room. So we'll have a little bit of AC at least coming into the main area here, and then of course the AC will be up front. So for example, if I have this room set to 21 degrees in the summer, and it's 21 degrees in here, Celsius that is, well then it's gonna sort of come out here, and also the entire time that it's running to cool that room, it's gonna be blasting out here as well. So I'm okay with that. Also, that's gonna work in conjunction with the large radiant heater that's gonna be installed to the ceiling, so it's gonna be toasty warm in here once they install that. It's pretty loud. I'm hoping once we frame the wall around there, it helps reduce the noise. Right now, I'm actually using my fuzzy mic, this guy right here, and it definitely helps reduce the noise a bunch. But when I'm using like my phone or something that doesn't have the fuzz on it, you can definitely hear the furnace. But once you get the wall boxed in there, it'll help reduce the noise a bunch, I think. It's something that you always have to deal with. I've dealt with it at my original house, I dealt with it at the current studio. It's like there's no way around getting rid of the furnace noise. The only way around that is working in the cold, which I'm not willing to do. So I actually ended up getting here at about 8:15. Then half an hour later, the technician who's gonna help install the security system arrived, and he just left. It's 4:30. It took him all day and it's not even done yet. Turns out he doesn't have the right tool to install one of the last pieces. But now I have a security system in here with all the gadgets. There's just one more gadget that needs to be installed, and they're coming back next Monday to install that, and today is Tuesday. But it's pretty much all done, so that's exciting. Now, in order for him to install this, I actually had to be here. So I had to be here the entire time, like had to be on premise. So it's like, there's no other trades here today. What am I gonna do all day while he's doing this? Of course, I helped him a little bit with just saying, yeah, we want the smoke detector there, or we want the motion sensor here, yada, yada, yada. But beyond that, it's like, what am I gonna do all day? I'm not gonna frame a wall. I'm not gonna install this wall on my own. I'm not gonna do any of that. So what did I end up doing? Well, I did some behind the scenes work, of course. I watched some YouTube videos and looked at social media for a while. And then I was like, okay, I can't do this any longer. I'm gonna clean up a bit. So I pretty much swept all here. And then also I used to have the carpet tile stacked right here and the desk, my desk right here. And that's where I was sort of just hanging out and have been hanging out for a while. But we're actually getting the big lift installed in 2 days. That's on Thursday. And that's gonna be used to install the overhead heater and also remove the old overhead heater. So they need clearance. They need to move up and down here. So I had to move all of that carpet tile. So I moved all that stuff right here, and then I cleaned up. But beyond that, I didn't really know what else to do, because it's not like I can bring all of my Lego here to build something custom. Ideally, that's what I would like to do. But I'm not going to bring all my parts here to build something custom, because then all of this stuff is going to be in the way when the tradesmen are here with their big scissor lift, or when we're laying carpet, or when we're creating sawdust, or whatever it may be. And in regards to set building, I'm all caught up. All of my March 2024 sets are built. So I guess I could go to the Lego store and get some new sets, but that's only going to keep me occupied for a couple hours. So it's funny, because I like being here when the trades workers are here, because I can help them out, I can clean up after them, and I can just make sure things are going smoothly. And I enjoy just watching the process and being part of the process, just because it's something fun, something different that I've done before, and I just enjoy doing it. It just sort of changes up my day, right? So originally we were going to work on framing that wall and potentially standing this wall upright, but it turns out that's not happening tonight. So beyond the installation of the security system, that's it. It's sort of annoying, because I had to be here for like 8 hours, try to keep myself busy, but I can't really do much because certain trades rely on other trades being done. Sort of like that scenario. It's like I can't really start help patching walls and do other things or lay carpet, or there's no sense in mopping up front, because it's just going to become a mess again. So I'm sort of like trapped here, but I like don't really know what to do with myself. And it's funny, I started watching Netflix. I was watching like an episode of Better Call Saul, and I was like 20 minutes into it, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't sit here and watch Netflix while I have a guy over there working. It's just not fair. It's not fair. So I just like, it'd be like, I feel like it's Austin Powers. Not you there, over there, henchman, randomly mopping floor, or whatever the line is. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I just try to keep myself busy, right? But I guess it's 4:30 now. It's convenient. It's rush hour. Now I got to go home, and I got to sit in traffic for half an hour or 45 minutes rather than the 18-minute drive home that it should be. Things just line up perfectly in the trades world, don't they? I don't think there's really much else I can do here. Some people are very concerned about the fact that I have an old toilet and old sink sitting in the front there. Why is the old toilet and the old sink sitting there? That's because we're actually going to be removing the other old toilet and the other old sink. And when I bring those to the eco station, I'm going to get a better value when I bring them in together. Plus, I'd rather do one load with 2 toilets and 2 sinks than doing 2 loads with a toilet and a sink in each load. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting for the new bathroom to be installed. But we're not in a rush to install the new bathroom, because there's a bunch of tradespeople here. I don't want to put a nice new toilet in and a nice new sink in, and then have people cleaning paintbrushes and stuff in my nice new sink that's ready to be installed. I don't want tradespeople using that, because tradespeople are making a mess, and there's no sense in installing all this brand new stuff when it's a mess in here. So that's just another situation of you got to line your trades up in a certain order. And it's just sort of a waiting game. And for the most part, I've got to be here as the key holder for that waiting game. But yeah, exciting day nonetheless. I mean, I got a new security system, so that's pretty dope. Pretty excited about that. And now I got to go home and say hello to the kids. The animals are super excited to see me, right, Tico? And Luna. And the children, oh my gosh, they're leaving a landmine on the floor. Ah! Duplo base plate, uh-oh. They're eating some dinner right now. Dad made it home for dinner to clean up the mess you guys are going to make. Oh, Mom let the dogs in. And Jose's taking on like a cleaning project. They're watching Miss Rachel. That's how you know they weren't eating. Look at her. She's cleaning the dishwasher. Who would have thought that you have to clean a dishwasher?
Everyone?
Everyone. No, it cleans itself all the time. You're getting intense there. You're cleaning the dishwasher while the kids are making a giant mess
Are they making
eating.
a giant
They're
mess?
not really making a giant mess. I was told that they actually enjoyed some hot chocolate for the first time today. Isn't that right? That's Benjamin's sweater, though. And what are you wearing, Benjamin? What is this?
Oh, she got hot chocolate.
Oh, it's got Donald Duck on it. That's a cool looking shirt. I've never seen that one, have I?
No, it's new.
That's cool. Okay, we're going to have to feature that after. I want one just like it, buddy. See, look, Luna wants to show you guys something ridiculous. Right, Luna? Oh, we had to put these things on our door because Benjamin can officially open and close doors. But look at this. How ridiculous is that? Just a bunch of Lego boxes. And then when you actually head down this way, into the old Lego room, which hasn't really changed, it's just ready to be moved. Ready just to start moving Lego and start taking down these tables and building them over there. How exciting is that? I can't wait till that moment, but I feel like we're still pretty far away from that. But check it out. All of the boxes that you saw up there, they used to contain these sets, and they're all built. You've got Stitch, some brickheads, the medieval town square, my cat, getting them all hairy, and also the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. And then we have the Speed Champions. There's also the boarding of the Tanev, the MP4 right there, which I finished building the other day. And then over here, actually somewhat on display, but not really, just sort of like oddly parked at the other mid-scale ship, we have the Tanev 4 and also the Millennium Falcon. There's also the frigate right over there, which is sort of part of that same series. That was like the Comic-Con exclusive set that I managed to get. So I should display all of those sets together. I wonder what other sets they're going to release in that lineup, because it seems like this scale of ship has maybe replaced the helmets. But now you can see why, like, I'm not in a huge rush to go buy a bunch more sets and build them. Even though I'm like looking for things to do over there, I don't think buying sets and building them is really doing much for me right now. My top priority is just getting the construction done and just making sure all the ducks are in a row over there. We've got the ducts installed, and now I need to get our ducks in a row to finish the construction. Look at my dude's shirt. Dude, I am so jealous, man. I am so jealous. It's got Mickey, Goofy,
Got all the guys.
Donald. That's awesome. So check it out, everybody. I got my Skechers on, breaking them in there.
Fancy.
Oh, yeah. And check out the Udi. This is like a mystery gift from Jose, just like a random gift, because I'm always checking out her Udi. It's
Jelly.
I'm jelly, yeah. Hers is like a Ravenclaw Udi, and she got me a dino one since I'm always jealous of all Benjamin's dino gear. So she got me a dino Udi. I got the hockey game on here. About to do some editing, and after that, just gonna relax because the kids are asleep and gotta figure out what we're gonna do for dinner here, and that's the night. I'm excited for the next couple days at the warehouse because we're gonna get those walls taken care of and also the heating as well. But my next video I think I'm gonna film tomorrow. We got a doctor's appointment with the kids in the morning, and then after that I'm gonna review a bunch of those sets that you saw on the floor down there earlier in this video. I am boiling in this thing. But when we get the basement, like when we actually can chill down there, bring the couch and the TV down there, it's gonna be a little bit chilly, so this is gonna be perfect. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. And thank you, Jose, for the amazing dinosaur Udi. How cool is that? Epic. Farewell.